Do I feel good today? What's up to all of you? This is Driving the Line, your sports and sports betting brand of record. I am the coach. I drive this bus. We are here every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. This is week number 4 of the rebrand, of the relaunch, and you guys have made it absolutely amazing. A gigantic week in store for you and for us. Super Bowl week officially starts today. But do not forget, we launched a lot of things at the end of last week, including our brand new merch store. It is live, our featured item of the week. It's us against the books. And on Super Bowl week, there's never been a more important time than that. So get your hashtag the crew t-shirt, sweatshirt, whatever you want right there. The QR code is up there all show long. We want you to rep the brand everywhere we go. Now, without further ado, let's bring in my partner, the man who had the vision behind Driving the Line. He's our 5-tool player, AB. This is a big-time week for us. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. It is a big-time week. So many things going on. We've got the Super Bowl coming up. Can't wait for that. But the brand is kicking off, and everybody in the crew has been so awesome with us, being adaptable. Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, I need all of you to hit that like button for me. If you come into the chat, we love the chat. We love how you talk. But I need you every time you come and hit that like button, then get into the chat and just start talking. By the way, our man Jacob, he's in the chat right now live. So you have any questions, he will answer them in real time. Now, we always start the show like this because it's all about you at home. What are the crew's play of the day options today, AB?
4 solid ones, all right? We're going to have 2 in college basketball, 2 in the NBA. So, first off, it is a very slow night in college basketball. We got 2 big games, all right? So, we're going to go Miami plus 5.5, playing against Virginia. Virginia minus 5.5. So, those 2 options. And then in the NBA, Warriors on the road in Brooklyn, Warriors plus 1.5, or Nets minus 1.5. Poll is in the chat. Vote now, and we will update at the end of the show.
You're damn right we will. Now, Matt in the chat says, how strong has the crew been? Right, we're right around 500 with the crew's picks, I would say, AB, right? I think last time we checked, right around.
Yeah, 4 and 5, actually. So 4 and 5. Got a little work to do. Get back to 500. Monday's a good day for it.
But today is also a big day for those of you in the Driving the Line universe. We've been wanting to do this for months, and we're never allowed to do it. But guess what? On Friday, we launched our very exclusive club for those of you who want more. You're going to get more of all of us, but also you're going to get more of you. Tonight, we launch a brand new show, crew exclusive. It's a little something like this. AB, our first 5 are locked and loaded, but you got to be a member of the crew to watch and participate, and we've got a lot already. Talk to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So first off, is it wrong that cold beer looked good? I kind of wanted one. I know it's 9 in the morning here in Nashville, but damn, it looked good. Yeah. So shoot your shot. First one tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Got to be a member of the crew to be a part of the show. What we're going to do is essentially, Coach, you and I are handing over the mic. All right. You and I are in the audience, so to say. We'll be on the screen, but we'll be in the audience. This show is about everyone in the crew and them making picks and them taking over. So first one is tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. Be there. It's going to be a ton of fun. And yeah, as I say, look at Big Cheesy in the chat. That beer did look good. Bring you a cold drink tonight, man. It's all going to be about fun. Can't wait.
All right. Give me my 2-shot real quick, because I got to tell you, for those 5 of you who are going to be participating tonight could be life-changing for you. May not be, but it could be. You better be ready. You better be on your toes. And the winner, AB, will get to come back in our next episode and defend their title. And you never know. We have found people from social media part of the crew before, have we not?
We have, sir.
We have. This could be life-changing for you. I can't wait for the first 5 tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time, for that crew exclusive. But This show is for everybody. We want everybody to be here at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. It's time for the rundown. And this man will be here every single Monday. He is live from Miami.
Yo, that's right.
The Z-Man, Jonathan Zaslow. Good morning, sir.
How's it going, guys? Good to see you. Good to start the week. We got a big week. We got Super Bowl. There's all kinds of NBA going on. We're going to have some fun this week. I'm glad to get started with you guys here.
I'm so glad you mentioned the NBA because one thing that I don't like, because we're all about knowledge is power, hashtag educate and entertain. I don't like futures, but a lot of people do like futures. And there's a lot of people out there, Z, right now that are sitting on a ticket and they're going to do this with it. They're going to do this with it. They're just going to rip it up and throw it in the trash because Joel Embiid is going to be out torn meniscus, probably out for the rest of the regular season. And this was a big story, and a lot of NBA players are blaming the NBA and their new rules for making him play and causing this injury. But we know this right now, that future out the window.
Yeah, it's obviously lousy news from a gambling perspective. And look, he won MVP last year. He's been better this year. You know, with Joel Embiid cares so much about the personal accolades. You know, for years, he'll cry and whine about, oh, you don't vote for me, MVP. Well, he finally got it last year. That's my Embiid impression. He finally got it last year. Well, now, because he doesn't have to think about that anymore, he got that validation. He's been even better this year. And the Sixers have been even better this year. Now, there are some other circumstances, of course. No James Harden anymore. More Tyrese Maxey. That's a net positive. But he's been better this year, and I think was on his way to winning back-to-back MVP awards. That's obviously thrown out the window now. He's not going to qualify because of the 65 games, which is already going to be in jeopardy anyway because he's only like 4 away from that threshold. But yeah, when the news came out that he got hurt, and they didn't tell you for the first few days what was going on, we're going to wait to see what the timetable is. You knew the news was going to be bad. And so he's going to have the procedure, and maybe he'll be back for the playoffs. But here's the thing, guys. You know, they're just hanging on to the number 6 spot. When you drop down below number 6, now you're in the play-in. Mm-hmm. And so now things start to get dicey. And then your first-round opponent, if you get through that, is, you know, either Boston, could be New York or Milwaukee. It depends who grabs that number 2 spot. So it really feels like it's turning into what's going to be a lost season for Philly when the expectations were super high.
And that's how big things are, AB, when you lose a guy that scored 70 less than 2 weeks ago. And then if you're a better, like Zaz says, now you got to start looking at other guys. And this is where really being in it every day matters, because you could have got some pretty good numbers, not today, but recently, if you thought this was coming.
Correct. Especially, for the, MVP voting for sure. But, speaking of game-to-game, rest of the season level for Philly, I mean, it's brutal. There's really not a whole lot to say. It just stinks. Like, that's it, man. Like, he's not only one of the best players in the league, he's arguably the best player in the league. How do you replace that, right? So if you're looking at prop betting in regards to Philadelphia as a whole, now, if you're a coach, you're not going to replace Embiid with one guy, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to have to kind of platoon this thing. So it changes the way that you have prop bets for all of your players on that roster, not just starters, but backup guys. It's going to change minutes of how guys play. It's brutal. Like, I think Zaz said it so much better than I did, so I'm not going to try to go over the top. It just sucks, man. Like, I just hate to see it. Yeah.
That's a great vibe. The sucks vibe is a good vibe when you're talking about this, and be very, very careful, because we always try to educate you guys that when you look at some of these numbers and some of these different players, like AB said, the props, I would probably hold off on a couple of games to see how they're going to rotate guys in, the minutes certain guys are going to get, because they've proven they can win without Joel Embiid. But what is that going to look like if you're a prop bettor? Because some people just like doing props. Now, speaking of high-level players, and the storyline was great. The Lakers come in, Zaz. They're going to have a great year. LeBron, his son's going to go to USC. Then he's going to be a first round. Oh, wait a second. I don't know about that. So projections come out. He's averaging 5 points a game. There's no more limit, minutes restrictions. and he hasn't been the star that everybody thought he was going to be. So now last week, the rumors come out, oh, LeBron James is going to be traded. His agent says, no, they're not. GM says, no, they're not. But now the way LeBron James is moving and missing games, it almost feels like it could be a lost season in La La Land.
Well, I've never bought into the Lakers this season. You know, I understand the hype around it because last year they made the trade at the deadline and they get to the Western Conference Finals. They made a run. And then you got all the hype going into this year. The Heat, you know, I'm here in Miami. Come on now. I love the Heat. Look, that's my guy, Jimmy Butler, right there. And the Heat played them early on in the season. I'm like, this Laker team's not that good. I don't like this roster. I don't think there's a lot there next to LeBron and Anthony Davis. It's not a very good team. And don't be fooled by the last couple wins. You know, they won in Boston without LeBron and Anthony Davis, and then they won Saturday night. Great game at Madison Square Garden. That's fool's gold. If you're thinking, all right, the Lakers are about to turn this thing around. That was a pitiful effort from Boston. They literally thought that they could just roll the ball out on the floor and beat a Laker team minus LeBron, minus Anthony Davis. They're still professional players, and the Celtics learned that the hard way the other day. And then Saturday night, look, that's a fun win for the Lakers, obviously, in the Garden, and you know you're going to get an A-plus effort from LeBron in the Mecca. But no Julius Randle, no OG Anunoby that night also. So don't fall for the fool's gold that somehow the Lakers are turning this thing around right now. That is not a good basketball team. I haven't believed in them all year long. And we're in like a weird spot right now, Coach AB, with LeBron, because we're in like that late January, early February period where LeBron gets kind of bored. And so it's 2:30 in the morning and he's had maybe a couple glasses of wine and let's tweet out an hourglass emoji. Time's ticking, you know? And then he's asked about it a couple days later and he doesn't want to talk about it, which is so passive aggressive and childish behavior. Guys, if I were to tweet out an emoji in the middle of the night and then somebody asked with no explanation, and then somebody asked me about it the next day, I'd probably give you some type of answer as to what I was thinking. LeBron gave you nothing, all right? And then he's complaining about where the media is forcing Embiid to play. The media forced Embiid to go out there and play, and now he's hurt. Guys, I don't know if you saw, was the media in the building picking up Jonathan Kuminga and then throwing him on Joel Embiid's leg? Did the media do that? I didn't see that. Show me the replay.
Right now, I feel very awkward because you just gave away all of AB's secrets that he does in the middle of the night. This is his world. 3 a.m. is his world. Now, I will say this. By the way, I have a little, it's not FOMO, but I was in the building. What was it, 15, 16 years ago? I worked at MSG. And I was there when LeBron scored 50 at Madison Square Garden. I was also there when Kobe scored 61 at Madison Square Garden. Yeah, that's how. Yeah, I was trying to get out of wrestling. Has anything happened in wrestling lately, by the way?
My God.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
That's been real slow.
Great take by Z there. That when you are past, and LeBron's always been this way. He's so passive aggressive, and then you ask him about it, he's like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, he was also and to add to it, AB, he was also asked in the same, because it was the morning of shoot around on Saturday at the Garden. He didn't want to comment about the emoji, and then he was also asked about Rich Paul's statement saying that he's not going to be traded and we're not going to ask to be traded. So he was asked, about his future. Do you want to, say anything about that? No. So I mean, you got these really huge stories out there, and it's super passive-aggressive behavior from LeBron. There's a lot of look at me. Hey, maybe it's because we were in the middle of Championship Sunday and the Super Bowl, so all eyes are on the NFL, and LeBron's got to do, hey, look at me. I'm right over here, too. And come talk about me. Look at me. Think about me. And so you got a little bit of that.
AB, go.
Well, I was going to say, first off, that promo was brought to you directly from South Florida. That's what I love about it right there. Yeah, there's still a little animosity between Miami and LeBron. Now, I'm just messing with you, man.
I keep it real.
Yeah, you are keeping it real. There's 0% correct with that one. Let me say, I agree. Like, first off, I mean, the passive aggressive, the tweets and stuff, dude. If you're going to tweet, and let me tell you, I tweet, most of my tweets come after 1 a.m. Now, I'm not drinking, but I will say this, that, just being up at night, you can't delete it, bro. You got to let that thing roll. You got to keep it up. Yeah, I think the best point, Zaz, that you brought up amongst a lot of great points was, what do we do with this Lakers team? And what do we do with the Heat team? All right, you look at the chat. I think that's an excellent point brought up, that the Heat right now, last year, can kind of coast a little bit, but when playoff Jimmy Butler gets here, it's go time. I don't think the Lakers have that. And if anything happens to Anthony Davis, just put it in wrap. It's done. Like, the Heat are a different squad. Jimmy Butler's a different dude. They don't have a Jimmy Butler on that thing, on that squad. And if you're looking for a prop to play during this kind of lull time, keep an eye on Austin Reeves and his three-point attempts. You'll see him. They start to go up. And not that he's a great shooter, but you generally only need 1 to 2. Just keep an eye on that.
Yeah, he had a really good couple of games, especially in Boston. I think he scored 32 in Boston, so keep an eye on him as well. The other thing that doesn't help the Lakers in this discussion is the fact that the Clippers are playing really good basketball. They're arguably the best team in basketball right now, and they're playing in the same building until the end of this year. Then they move out to Inglewood, and they'll have their own new palace, and the Lakers are going to be all by themselves downtown L.A. What are you going to do then? All right, it is Monday.
Real quick. Apologies. You brought up an unbelievable point, because we've been playing it. We played it all weekend here. The Clippers have been on fire in regards to three-point shots. Take a look at Kawhi, and I don't know about Paul George and his status for tonight, but those two dudes have Kawhi. I think he made 9 threes this weekend alone. Like, the dude is not missing right now at all. So, yeah, just keep an eye on that.
Quickly, about 15, 20 seconds, how did they look? They played your Heat yesterday.
Yeah, they're really good. They're in the middle of a great stretch right now. They're 5-1 on this current road trip, which ends tonight, the Clippers. And I thought the Heat played well. The Heat just offensively, they couldn't get it done, especially in the fourth quarter. The Heat were up late in the fourth quarter, Clippers pulled away. And when Kawhi's healthy and out there, he is a force on that side of the ball.
You're damn right. Shout out to John. He said, had a nice parlay with the threes on the Clippers last night. Well done, John. Yeah. Well done. By the way, do not forget to hit that like button. I need you guys to do something for me, too, because our man Howie Schwab is in the hospital today, and he is unable to join us. Don't know when he's going to be back, to be honest with you. Can you please write "Get Well Howie" in the chat for us, please? Because he hates the fact that he can't be in there today, because he's literally with the doctor as we speak. He just texted me. So could we do that? Get well, Howie. It would mean a lot to him. He loves this show. We love the Super Bowl. And today is kind of the official start of the Super Bowl week. Las Vegas is bursting at the seams. And AB, I'm going to start with you, because we've been accumulating picks ever since last Monday. And then coming up on Sunday, we'll kind of reveal where those numbers are. It's kind of a nice experiment to see the numbers that have moved. But you're also a very unique bettor. It's what I love about you. And you have another special bet today as everybody gets ready for media night tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone in the chat, this is why we always say that the crew is the best in the game. And I'll give you reason number 8 million. To start the show, John in the chat said, hey, can we address the punts prop? Because it finally dropped from 8.5 down to 7.5. It's the only prop number that drops as the week goes, and we finally got it to where we want it to be. So we're going to ride the 49ers Chiefs over 7.5 punts at plus 110. So, John, great eye. You are doing your job well freaking done. We're going to play this for a couple of reasons. Number one, over the last decade in the Super Bowls, on average, 8.5 punts per game, especially in the first quarter, in the first half. Take a look, because it's one thing for the Chiefs when you've been here. You're still nervous. If you're Brock Purdy in the Super Bowl, you can't win the game in the first half, but you damn sure can lose it. So you're going to see coaches not try to press it too terribly much. You might see opening drive, punt. Just don't do anything dumb. So we're going to play it over 7.5. So, John, excellent, my man.
Yeah, well done on that. And that's the thing. I love this play, AB. And Zaz, let me come over to you, because how many times have we seen, it's not that many, where both teams come out and they score a lot of points. Normally, if the over hits, it's because the second half, and we've already played and talked about the second half being the highest scoring half. So as you've looked at it, and now we're down to 6 days, I think that the Chiefs would have the advantage because of the experience, and the nerves may not be there because they've been there several times. Purdy and the 49ers have not. Your thoughts on that angle?
Yeah, it's such a huge stage that I could totally see both teams, even the Chiefs, that I could see both teams. You feel each other out a little bit because AB is right. You're not going to win the game in the first half, but you come out a little bit too aggressive. You make a big mistake. You force a throw, pick six, and now you can lose the game in the first half. And especially, Kansas City's offense, while I do think that there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game, Kansas City's offense has not been what it's been in the past, all right? So I don't necessarily envision KC coming out with big haymakers in the first quarter. And from San Francisco's perspective, yeah, I do think if you're Brock Purdy, you want to settle into the big game right away. And look at the last couple of weeks for San Francisco against Green Bay and certainly against Detroit. Very slow starts for 49ers. You had to have big performances in the second half, especially against Detroit in Championship Sunday. So I think the punts, first quarter especially, yeah, I can see both teams coming out. A little bit of a feeling out process.
AB, how much do you think the 49ers really need to keep this game within reach in the first half? And the reason I ask you is both playoff games, the Packers and then the Lions, went up big in the first half, but neither one had the defense that the Chiefs have had in this playoffs. How important to you?
It's very important. This is the worst team on planet Earth to have a lead on you. You have to keep this thing even keel. Now, you would love to go out and get a lead. And the 49ers, for the last 3 years, have been one of the best teams in the NFL at doing that. But, as you said, in the playoffs, they have not at all, right? Like, we've seen Green Bay, and then we saw Detroit really do whatever they wanted offensively. San Francisco was kind of lucky to win both of those games. So it's very, very important. You'd like to get a lead, but you really don't want to give the other team opportunities to where you have to play from behind again, because you've done it twice in a row. You going to roll the dice on doing it 3 times in a row?
Well, apparently Guzzle Money is not believing what we're dropping down. He said Chiefs offense is not the Lions offense. Let's not get carried away. And I will tell you, Guzzle Money, and Zaz, I would love for another Zaslow promo on this, because people have continued to doubt Patrick Mahomes this postseason because of the away team narrative, because of the offense isn't that good narrative. He just wins games, baby. He just wins games.
I was going to say, ask the Bills and the Ravens about that. Yeah, they're going to be, you know what they're going to be doing in the Super Bowl? Watching Patrick Mahomes play in the Super Bowl. So, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to jump in.
That's right.
Yeah, I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes anymore. It was so stupid last week. You look back and it was one of those bets, 4.5. Like, how did I see that? I'm getting 4.5 points with Patrick Mahomes, and I didn't see it, all right? I got to raise my hand. I was stupid in that spot. How didn't I see it? That feels like Vegas was giving me a gift, and I said, no, you know what? I don't want the gift. Well, I'm not falling for that rope-a-dope anymore. Now, +2 or whatever it's going to wind up being by the time kickoff. Okay, if you're giving Patrick Mahomes 2 points, I'm going to take that gift. I learned my lesson. And I do think, yes, while Kansas City's offense, and we saw it against Baltimore, scored 17 points, but Kansas City's offense, especially in the second half, has not been the same this year as it's been in years past. We're talking about a big spot here. Do I trust Patrick Mahomes in a big spot? Of course I do. And when you look at Travis Kelce, the production that he's had so far in the postseason, I understand Rashee Rice really came on the second half of the season for Kansas City, but it's really like Mahomes got to the postseason is, all right, I'm not throwing to those guys anymore. Any opportunity I have to throw to Travis Kelce, I'm going to throw to him. 11 targets, 11 receptions on Championship Sunday for Travis Kelce. He's making sure his go-to guy is getting as many looks as possible. I think both teams are going to score. I think Kansas City's going to have to score to wind up winning this game. And yes, it's not the same offense in the past. But if you tell me that Patrick Mahomes needs to have a big-time performance to wind up keeping up with San Francisco, another great offense, I feel like Patrick Mahomes can probably pull that one out of his hat.
That's the beauty of it all. He absolutely can. Zach says Mahomes doesn't win games. I think it's more of their defense winning games. Zach, that is very true too. By the way, if you guys don't know, Zach came up with the first featured shirt design. Zach, literally it's being sent out to you today. So look for it in the next 7 to 10 days. We appreciate you there. Gentlemen, a lot of analysis there, a lot of takes there. So I need you guys to take a breather because I'm going to call in my lefty from the bullpen. It's time to bet the board. He is our silent assassin, our man Jacob. And real quick, Jacob, I know you've been setting up all of the aspiring handicappers for Shoot Your Shot tonight. Are they nervous? Are they ready to go? How do you feel about that?
It's a nervous excitement. People are, finding out all that they can to be the most prepared, and it's going to be a really great, exciting show. I think it's a great opportunity for people who are up and coming. I know this show has completely changed my life in just the few weeks I've been on it, so these guys will really be smart to take advantage of it.
So you're saying that me and AB changed lives. That's what you're saying.
Oh, absolutely.
Changed lives. All right. And by the way, for those of you 5 that get to participate tonight, for you players, you better be prepared. That's all I'm going to tell you. You better be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. All right. It has been a light couple of weeks because a lot of the big leagues have been out, but you have found, it seems like I look down and you're always having a winning day. And it's been amazing. And you do soccer for us, and then you'll also do NHL now that the NHL is coming back from their all-star break. But today you've got what I like to call synergy picks. Talk to me.
All right, so we are going right back to the well with Daniel DeRossi's AS Roma. We have picked on them twice since he's taken over, and like I said, he has been a force of a coach for this team. AS Roma is at home taking on Cagliari, who is one of the worst teams in Serie A right now. Cagliari, 8 out of the 11 games played on the road, they have allowed 2 or more goals. They have lost 5 out of their last 6. They drew the other one, so they haven't even won. They are the worst away team in Serie A and have given up a goal in every single away game so far this season. And like I said, they have not won on the road once all year. A couple draws, but that's it. Roma, they have scored over 1.5 team total goals in 7 out of the 11 home games. They have lost just 1 home game all year. 7-1-3 is their record. They've beat Cagliari in 3 straight, including a 4-1 whipping in October. And Roma 8-0 versus Cagliari at home, including 6 clean sheets. And then we have one more play on this. It's going to be Roma to score in both halves. Roma has scored in the first half in 9 out of 11 home games, and in both halves in 8 out of 11 home games. So my 3 plays for today: AS Roma -1, AS Roma team total over 1.5 goals, and AS Roma to score in both halves versus Cagliari today at 2:45.
And for those of you brand new to soccer betting, you see that -150 up there. That's kind of as high as we will go. But soccer and MMA are 2 sports that I feel comfortable having my crew members give out a little bit higher odds. And why is that, Jacob?
Sometimes the juice is worth the squeeze, Coach.
Gimmick infringement. All right, my man Jacob, he's going to be in the chat the rest of the show. Any question for him, put them in there. He will answer them for you in real time. Jacob, thank you very much. All right, let's bring the stars back in. And AB, there is a nice, not really a question, a statement, and I'm glad they put this into the chat. Go see Mike says, I noticed that when AB puts out plays, some states simply don't carry it, sadly, but they're always usually at BetMGM, but that's why kind of have people take what you say and then adjust it to what their books have, yes?
Absolutely. And Coach, it's great that you bring that up because on our YouTube page, we just started a new playlist that you will see on there in regards to finding a lot of these bets. So I'll go after the show and post a video on there. But it's a good thing to understand that every state is different. So they might not offer it, but you can find them. Yep. And yeah, mostly we use BetMGM, but you'll see them on some other spots. We'll update it on there. But yeah, absolutely, man. That's a great point to understand. And also, one other thing, speaking of great points, Jacob does not get the credit that he deserves for how much this dude works and puts in. Give that man the follow. Give him, an attaboy, something, because, dude, Jacob is crushing it. And I'll give you an example of why. You see a lot of good stuff that he's putting up. I misspelled a word in the poll. I said the Cruise play of the DAT instead of the day. Jacob doesn't do that at all. So, yeah, there you go right there.
By the way, Daniel says Coach is frozen. Well, I'm going to tell you why we've been freezing just a little bit. Shout out to Wyndham Clark. He wins a signature event, $20 million purse, and they had to make it 54 holes because the weather out here in California, it has literally been raining nonstop for 24 hours. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's literally a monsoon. I've never seen this much rain in my life. So if I drop off, you guys pick it up because it's bananas. And you've probably seen it on the news. Absolute bananas. All right. Now, Zaz.
Yeah.
I'm looking at our picks, and me and you both went NBA heavy today. So I want you to start because it's also a chance for us to educate the audience that we don't always have to agree. They take the information and they choose for themselves. You're up.
Yeah, so I got a couple of NBA picks for you here. Start out with Sacramento plus 4.5 in Cleveland tonight. Now, I know Cleveland's been red hot. That doesn't mean they're going to win every single game. I look at Sacramento's side of things. I like the points. I think the Kings can certainly win this game outright. So I definitely like the plus 4.5. Plus, I like to add a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. De'Aaron Fox, Domantas Sabonis. The Kings didn't get any All-Stars. And both of those guys, especially Sabonis, deserve some All-Star recognition. Now, do they wind up getting named to the All-Star game? I know on the Eastern Conference, you got no Julius Randle, no Joel Embiid. So you're going to have Adam Silver replacing those guys. Now, these are Western Conference guys, but who knows? Somebody could have an injury coming up on the Western side. And the point is, I think Sabonis, De'Aaron Fox playing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, and they do want to get an All-Star appearance. So I like Sacramento. I think you're getting a big-time effort from them tonight. And the Clippers, this one's a little dicier. Clippers are minus 2.5. I'm picking two road teams here, and this one is a road favorite. So it's a little bit of a gamble in Atlanta. That Hawks team sucks. I don't know if you know, but they suck. And the Clippers, yes, it's the second night of a back-to-back, and it's the end of a road trip. So are they going to sit someone? Maybe. But here's the thing. Kawhi's been playing, and it's not like this Clipper team has not been great on second night of back-to-backs. Last two second night of back-to-backs were wins at Boston on this trip and a win at home against Phoenix. Those are big-time teams. I don't know if you're aware, they're much better than the Hawks. So if everybody plays for the Clippers, I'm not afraid of laying 2.5 points at the Atlanta Hawks. And the Clippers 5-1 so far on this Grammys road trip. They can finish super strong. Great road trip already. I think they want to go home feeling really great, getting that last win, last game of this trip. So I like the Clippers, even though they're a road favorite.
All I heard right there, AB, was kind of like Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah. Also, when Big Cheesy writes Jonathan Zaslow is my new favorite capper.
That's my guy right there. That's my guy. I barely know him, and that's my guy.
So here's what we're going to do. Because we're not using the old showdown music. We have a million ideas. We come up with new ones. We'll let other people do that. Now, so it's not ready today, but it will be. But here's what we're going to do, because now we actually have a merch store open. So if one of us goes 2-0, because we're opposite, because I think the Cavs who've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row all by north of 7 points. And I actually agree with a lot of what Zaslow said. I just disagree with the picks. And the Hawks plus 2.5, they have had two really good high-scoring games, 129 and then over 140. That was in overtime. I'm going to play into the Clippers are going to be tired narrative tonight because they played yesterday against your Heat. It's always physical. It's always tough. So I'll take that 2.5 now. I will say this. At BetMGM, it was at 3.5, and people are betting on the Hawks because it's come down to 2.5. So, Zaz, here's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
If one of us goes 2-0, then tomorrow, live in the chat, we're going to pick one very lucky person, and they will get a brand new Us Against the Books t-shirt sent to them straight from us. So I wish you, sir, the best of luck tonight.
I don't wish you the best of luck tonight. I like being right. I'm not going to sit here and wish you best of luck like I'm okay with going 0-2. I don't wish you any luck here. I want to be 2-0. And this isn't about, this isn't about money at this point. This is about pride. I picked 2 games. It's a little bit disrespectful, Coach. I love you. It's a little bit disrespectful. You picked the same 2 games as me, opposite side. So this isn't about money for me. This is about pride. I don't wish you luck.
AB, he's going to fit in just nicely here at the brand. Just nicely. Perfectly. By the way, he just pulled what I like to call the Stephen A. You guys know what I say when the Stephen A? You know what I say when Stephen A goes, I love you. I love me some James Harden. I love me some James Harden. But I love Kevin Durant. But
I mean, no disrespect. But
the old compliment sandwich.
Yeah. Oh, he's the classy. Just come out and insult them or criticize them. That's all you got to do. Just come out and say
come on. Hey, come on. Yeah, get in here and insult more people. That's what I'm
doing. That's what he always does. All right. So me and Zaz are just the opposite today, which I absolutely love. Cortez says, drop the freaking mic. You're damn right. Now, AB, let me come over to you because you've really been dialed in on college basketball lately. Saturday, you had the entire stage to yourself. What do you like tonight?
Yeah, we went undefeated. That was a nice day. All right, so first off, we're going to take, like we said earlier, 49ers Chiefs over 7.5 punts plus 110. The reason I bring it up again is finding this bet. DraftKings, click in the game, click defense special teams at the top, and you're going to scroll down a lot. Keep going all the way to the bottom, and you'll see it over 7.5 punts. But to our 2 plays for tonight, they're playing each other. Miami, team total over 63.5, minus 115. Virginia, team total over 68.5 at minus 115. This game is fascinating, and what we have seen in the last week or so, as we are getting closer to conference tournaments, points are going up. And we have seen overtimes all over the place. It's burned us twice already when playing unders. Hey, Scott. Yeah, there we go right there. So, yeah, we're going to play. I think Miami, Virginia is going to be an excellent basketball game tonight. I don't want to mess with the spread, and I know it's one of the crew's choices there on the play of the day. So we're going to take Miami, team total 63.5 over, Virginia 68.5 over. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun. You know what's not fun, AB?
What?
The chat right now. That's not
doing?
Fun. Well, Robert says, Zaz with that winner's mentality. Time to get a WWE promo package ready. Oh, Zaslow bringing that Monday morning. Zaslow is so awesome, says Emmanuel.
I invited all my family to the chat today,
Smart move.
Real quick, though, before we let Zaz get out of here, that WWE promo package was interesting because I've never seen, and I was there for over 10 years. I've been to 16 WrestleManias, and so I know a little something about that business. I've never seen a groundswell against who I consider the second most popular superstar of all time, behind Hulk Hogan. Zaz, have you seen what's going on between The Rock, Roman Reigns, and Cody?
Yeah.
Anything like it?
Well, yeah, the only comp is ahead of WrestleMania 30 when it looked like Daniel Bryan was not going to be challenging in the main event. Batista won Royal Rumble, and the crowd, they were hijacking shows after that, and they had to essentially change the direction. They made it a triple threat. Daniel Bryan ends up winning both belts at WrestleMania. It's an all-time great moment. But I think this is bigger. I think it's a lot bigger, especially because you're dealing with The Rock, who's the biggest movie star in the world. So there's so much more mainstream attention to it. Pro wrestling, as far as the exposure it gets now, is so much bigger now than even it was 10 years ago. I mean, you look at all the social media, millions and millions of hits. Coach, that segment on Friday night where Rock came in and Cody handed over his WrestleMania spot, it is the most disliked video in the history of WWE social media. It's at 500,000 dislikes. There's never been anything like that. I think you could say that they're going to fix the situation. I think they know. I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt. Friday night was a massive cliffhanger. I can't wait tonight to see where they pick up from. I'm not willing to poo-poo on it just yet. I think they got a story that they're telling. I'm going to watch tonight. I don't always watch live. I'm going to be watching live tonight. I think they're going to kick off the show with how Friday night ended. I think there's a lot of meat on this bone. There's been a lot of people angry. I got to let it play out just a little bit. I'm going to give benefit of the doubt here.
Okay. And the chat is all into it. Everybody's commenting on this right now. And AB, if only we had a show at 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight that we could see what happens at the beginning of Raw and comment on it after. Do we have anything like that?
Man, it'd be nice if we did have something at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on the YouTube page. Yeah, be fun.
Yeah, maybe so. Zaz, I'll be hitting you up, big boy, real quick.
Yeah.
Speaking of WWE, you have your own show, yes? Where can we find it?
Yeah, well, of course, I have Zaslow Show 2.0, which you can get everywhere Monday through Friday. Every episode drops around noon. Everywhere you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify. I can't name them all. I'll be here all day. It's everywhere you get your podcast from. And, of course, on Sundays, we live stream my wrestling podcast. It's Still Real to Me. That's what it's called. It's Still Real to Me. It's under the Zaslow Show 2.0 banner. So wherever you get your podcast, you can find it there. They upload right after we do the live stream on Sunday nights. We had a new episode last night. Almost the whole episode was on The Rock and Roman and Cody. So if you check that out, it helps me make all the monies, and then everybody's happy.
All right. Check that out if you want all your WWE content. Who knows? Maybe somewhere down the road, we'll bring that show in underneath this banner. That's the plan. Zaz, you're the man. We'll see you later in the week, all right?
Great job.
He's going to be hot. He is going to be hot, which is exactly how I like it. All right. AB, we have so much Super Bowl week, Rock Roman, all these NBA games, NHL, soccer. It is so good that we're here at 10 a.m. Eastern every single day, and I can't wait for it tonight. We'll decide today exactly how we want to address that, but we also have another crew exclusive called Driving the Line After Dark, and we can throw up a show whenever. So I encourage you to turn on your notifications so every time we start something, wherever it is, you know that it's happening because we grind all day long. So, AB, you know what time it is. Time for the closing bell.
It is time for the closing bell. Now, we're going to have to be a little quicker in regards to hitting that video because us sitting here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing with it. All right, so the crew has chosen for today, and they are going with the Miami Hurricanes plus 5.5 against Virginia tonight. Big showdown game. That is where the crew has gone at over 30%. So they're going with Miami. Now, for Coach, that you take us out here, I have one question for you, and I ask this to you, everyone in the crew, in the chat. Are we playing the opening kickoff in the Super Bowl to be taken out of the end zone? All right. So the question is the bet. Will it be a touchback or will it be taken out? Okay. And the reason that I ask, a touchback is like minus 300. Taken out is like plus 350.
Wow.
Understand this.
Yeah.
If you, Coach, or anybody in the chat were the person receiving the opening kick of the damn Super Bowl, I don't care if it's 109 yards. That ball is coming out, son. Like, I may never have this opportunity again in my life. And if I house it and we win, MVP. My life literally changes. There's no way I'm letting a touchback happen. But that is the question. We don't have to answer it now. I know that you said you'd bring it out, right? But, yeah, just think about that because that bet is out there. You could make some nice money off.
I know what I would do because I know my kicker and what he does without answering it. That's kind of answering it, but very interesting question. Yep. Do not forget tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time is Super Bowl Media Day. So, of course, tomorrow live on the show, we'll discuss any great quotes, anything interesting coming out of that media day. We'll have it all right here on the show because we're here every single weekday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. Do not forget the merch store is live and it is open. Do not forget to get your featured item of the week, but also there's a lot more items up there every Monday or every other Monday. We'll have a new featured item. We encourage you to rep the brand wherever we go. And if you're not a member of the crew, if you're not in our exclusive club, I encourage you to do that today as well. Just go to our YouTube page. There's a join right there, and you get to watch maybe the next big star in sports handicapping tonight on our brand new show called Shoot Your Shot. Howie Schwab, get better, get out of the hospital so you can come right back here home. Everybody misses you. Now, it's a lot of information. It's all the damage we can do. It's time for you to pay it forward. It's time for you to be kind to one another. It's time for you to bring all your friends and family to the party, because this is where your day starts. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my Tiger, Lobo, my man Zaz, my 5-tool player, AB, the silent assassin, Jacob, and all of our production team behind the scenes making this show look like $1 million. I am simply the coach trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. See you tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. Right here, Driving the Line. Take care.